Hello everyone, this is Nathan Kurtz, your instructor for your Math 142 course. I just wanted to quickly give you a lowdown of how mymathlab is going to work for you this semester and how you're going to be successful in this course. If you're working from a home computer or a personal computer, the first thing you want to do on this home page is do that browser check. You only need to do that browser check once, and when you do it, just make sure you have everything that you need to run mymathlab. Most of you will already have this already updated. But make sure you do that browser check at least once. If you're having problems, always check that. So, what is your assignment, or what does your classroom look like? This is essentially it. All the materials you need to be successful in this course are right here. You do see a little timeline here with due dates. Do not pay attention to these whatsoever. What I want you guys to do is pay attention to these over here. The main ones that you're going to use, quite honestly, probably the only two that you're going to use throughout the semester, are the homework tab and the quizzes and test tab. Of course, you want to use the gradebook to check your grade as well, so you will use that as well. Study plan, multimedia library, and tools for success are just extra tabs that you can use that I'll briefly go over towards the end of this video. So, what do? You look at the schedule, you print out the schedule at the last page of the syllabus, and it tells you which sections you have to have done that week. You can work ahead on that schedule, you just cannot get behind. In other words, you could finish this entire course in 1 week if you would like, but you cannot miss one of those due dates. Under no circumstances do I accept late assignments. So, click on the homework tab, and what you're going to notice is there's honestly 3 things that you need to do for every single section. What I'm going to do is click this. Well, I'll show you step by step. The first thing that you want to do for every single section is click on the lecture assignment. The lecture assignment is going to have several different things for you to do, including the textbook, that you can actually go to the textbook and read what the textbook would look like. This is the exact same as the original textbook. I personally am not one for reading textbooks. They bore me and I don't like paying attention to them. But it's nice to know that this is here, and it does have detailed explanations if there's something that you're not understanding. There's wonderful checkpoint videos that you can pull up that actually has an instructor working through a problem similar to what you're going to be doing on your homeworks and quizzes and tests for those sections. So you can pull up these checkpoint videos and look at those, and you'll actually see a lady instructing you through the problems, several checkpoint videos for each section. Another thing that you can do, and this is very important, this is not that you can do, this is something you have to do. What I'm requiring you to do this semester is take notes. And the way that you're going to take notes is using the PowerPoint slideshow for every single one of these. When you click on this, it's going to ask you to download and save the PowerPoint. When you save the PowerPoint, what I want you to do is open it up. And once you've opened it up, I want you to go to the printing options on your computer. And where it says full page slides, what I want you to print up is either the outline version or the 3-slide version. Either one of those will work. It gives you room to take your own notes. And essentially what the slideshow is what I would talk about in class, step by step, how to solve the problem, how to go through these sections, and make sure you understand all the material. This is much better than the textbook. This is just like I would lecture in class. I would put these up and we would talk through these. So I want you to read through these and then take your own personal notes on the side. Your notes do need to be thorough. When they do a problem, I want you to write out the answer yourself. When they write a definition, you should write what the definition means to you. Take notes, circle things, highlight things that are important to you. Use these just like you were taking notes in class if we had a traditional class. Once you've printed these up and taken the notes on them, you will actually turn this in. Every time you take a test, you're going to turn in these notes, and 5% of your grade comes from these notes. So, once again, for every single section, the first thing you want to do is the lecture assignment. The lecture assignment has the textbook to go to, which you can briefly look at and fill in the gaps, the videos that you need to watch, the PowerPoint slideshow that you want to download and take notes on,
Your goal in this activity is to solve a real...
Also have things like this, which is a nice slideshow to work through with the teacher talking to you about how to solve the different problems of the section. After you've completed the lecture assignment, you're going to go on to the homework assignment. So you've learned the material, now you need to actually practice the problems. Assignments range anywhere from 10, 20, 30 problems a section, usually not more than that. You get unlimited attempts at the homework assignments, meaning you can do each one of these problems as many times as you want until you get them correct. You can come in and work on it for 5 minutes, leave, come back whenever you want to, but I want to show you some of the unique things about mymathlab. For instance, I'm going to pull up this assignment. This is what homework looks like on mymathlab. All it is it reads the question to you and it gives you a box and you put the answer in the box. It's that simple. You don't have to show any work. You're just going to type in the answer and it'll immediately tell you if the answer is right or wrong. If I enter an answer and it's wrong, it'll tell me that it's incorrect, try to give me a little hint on how to get it right. I've entered the answer once, I've entered the answer twice, now I've entered an answer 3 times. After the 3rd attempt at a particular problem, it will tell you what the correct answer is and what answer you tried putting in. Notice the correct answer is showing with a little red arrow there, indicating that I got this wrong. If I move my mouse over it, it'll tell me what I put. Sometimes mymathlab's really picky on the answers that it accepts, and if you go over this and you see, hey, my answer is exactly the same, I'll give you credit for it. You just have to email me, tell me your full name, the class that you're in, the homework or assignment number, and the problem number. I'll go in and I'll give you credit for that. So after you've attempted it 3 times and gotten it wrong, you'll see there's a red X there. All you have to do is click similar exercise. It's going to reload a very similar problem, almost identical, just different numbers, and you do the problem again. And you can keep on clicking the similar exercise until you get it right, and when you get it right, a green check is going to appear right there. So, I've done the reading, I'm doing the homework assignments, I don't know how to do it. All these learning aids over here are just like if I was there in your classroom to help you. The textbook is going to take you to section 1.3 in this particular assignment. Brings you directly to the textbook so you can look through it and read. Animation slideshows, you already saw.
Your goal in this activity is to solve.
Videos, you can see instructor videos. This is an instructor working through a problem.
Now we're going to consider
very similar to the one that you're doing right there. View an example. It's not the exact same problem. If you look, these numbers are slightly different. But view an example is a very similar problem, and it walks you through step by step, tells you exactly what to do on how to get the answers. Nice little detailed help there, just like having a tutor with you. My favorite one is Help Me Solve This. If you notice, Help Me Solve This does the exact same question right here. You do not get credit for it once you've completed it, but what it does is, like the view an example, it works through step by step, but I actually have to input things here for it to move on. And so I input a couple of things and then it'll go on to the next step and tell me how it is. So it's really like having a tutor there helping you step by step to get through these different problems. So all these things over here, none of that's out in a traditional classroom. This is all for your online class to help you learn. You're doing these homework problems, you're using all these different things over here, all these learning aids to help you succeed through it. Once you've finished and you've gotten a minimum of 70%, you should really be getting 100% on every single one of these. But once you've gotten a minimum of 70%, you could go on to the 3rd aspect of every single section, which is the quiz. The quiz is completely different than the homework assignment. Quizzes are timed. They are going to be timed. You do have generally about 60 minutes to take each quiz. It shouldn't take you that long, but I give you 60 minutes. You are limited on the number of attempts. You can take this quiz 3 times, so if you take it, you do bad, take it again. If you do bad again, study, come in and get help, and take it your 3rd time. Once you come in and take a quiz, you're going to notice that all the Help Me Solve This, all the different learning aids are gone. You're also going to notice that you don't have a check answer button, meaning you can only answer each one of these questions once before you have to move on. After you've entered the answer to all the questions, so this is only a 7-question quiz, you hit the Submit Quiz button. It'll make sure you've entered all your answers. and it'll immediately tell you what your score is. You can go to the results, review the quiz, you can see what you got. So, I did not do too well on this quiz. I got a 7.14%. What I would do is go into the quiz again, retake the quiz. Notice that was actually my second attempt of the quiz. I get 3 attempts to do that. Okay, so each section, 3 things. You do your lecture assignment, your homework assignment, and then your quiz. That's the 3 things. Make sure you're taking notes during that lecture assignment, because you will be taking or turning those notes in when you come in to take an exam. Exams are proctored. You do have to come to the proctoring center. When you come to that proctoring center, all you're going to do is log in here and click on the test. When you click on the test, it's going to ask for a password, and they'll put the password in for you. But what I wanted to draw your attention to is this practice test. This practice test is exactly like the regular test, just different numbers. Some of the problems are a little bit different. The amount of questions will be the exact same, so this first test will be 40 questions. You can go through and do this practice test to be ready to make sure you're comfortable when you go in on test day. The practice test does not affect your grade. You could take it as many times as you want. You could do a couple questions, close it, go in later and take it again, do a couple different questions, and make sure you know what you're doing. Remember, you get a 3" by 5" note card for this practice, or for these exams. So what I would do is take that practice exam, and anything that I didn't get right, I'd make sure to put down on that note card. So that's how you're going to be successful in this class. Make sure you do the lecture assignments, the homework, and the quiz for every single section by the due date. You have to come in and take your proctored exam by the due date. Notice every homework assignment is due, every homework, quiz, and notes are due by Sunday. Every test is going to be due by Friday because the proctoring center isn't open over the weekend. So if you have any questions on this, please let me know. Just real quick, the study plan. You do not need to do this. You can view all chapters. All the study plan gives you all the possible problems for help that you could have, all the different learning aids and things that they have for that section. Multimedia library, same thing. It's not problems though, it's every single resource that they actually have. So if you go into the multimedia library, you can get to the textbook, any videos, any PowerPoint slideshows, any prep videos, any animations that they have. And Tools for Success is nice. If you forgot how to use your calculator, they have some nice tutorials and manuals on how to enter the different things in your calculator. So, that's your course. I look forward to working with you this semester. Remember, email is the best way to get a hold of me. If you have any questions at any time, email me. Or if you're on campus, feel free to stop by my office, MA 166, and I'll help you as fast as I can. Have a wonderful semester. We'll see you soon.